Open tonight's meeting. Is there a second?
Second.
Motion been made and duly seconded. Roll call is in order. Mr. Darcy.
Aye.
Mr. Kilcoyne.
Aye.
Ms. Fiddler.
Aye.
Unanimous vote to open the meeting and do the town's business.
Excellent. So let us square away a good number of guests here for our 6:30 appointment. So first, we wanted to thank Senator Ed Markey for his support in Congress for the ARPA funding that Plymouth County received and then in turn the town of Marshfield received. And for tonight, we wanted to thank you guys very much. So we received $4 million in county ARPA funds to fund two projects. So we're able to get $4 million to the DPW. The first portion of that is $1.7 million for water and drainage off of Surf Ave, and then $2.3 million is being used for Plymouth Ave pumping station upgrades. So appreciate you guys first for getting the ball rolling with the CARES Act funding and sticking to your guns, and then that in turn put us in great shape for ARPA, and other county governments are following your lead, so we appreciate that. And I know the phone call with the state was not very fun, and I'm sure some Pepto-Bismol was needed during that period of time, but we appreciate all the help that you guys have given us, got us through COVID, and some important infrastructure projects too. So I know our DPW colleagues are here tonight as well, so we just wanted to thank you guys very much and take a big giant check photo if that's good with you guys. Those are always fun. So I don't know if you guys have anything you wanted to add. This is your moment to bask in the sun.
Not surprisingly, Mr. Chair, we do, and if it's all right, I'm going to kick things off and let our colleagues say a few words. For those that don't know me, I'm Plymouth County Treasurer Tom O'Brien, and the only reason I'm here is I'm the one that signs the checks. But I do appreciate the comments about the success of the programs that Plymouth County has administered through the federal grants that we received at our partners up on Capitol Hill. I think by all regards, I think Commissioner Valenzuela will talk about this, the CARES Act was wildly successful. In fact, it became the envy not just of the Commonwealth, but around the country. We received national recognition for what we accomplished. That segued nicely into ARPA, the American Rescue Plan Act. And as you point out, other counties followed our lead, and we partnered with three other counties, Bristol, Barnstable, and Norfolk, in order to effectuate economies of scale, drive down our administrative costs, which does what? Gives more money to the towns we represent. We're here today to present a check for $2.3 million. As you point out, you've already received $1.7. We had a very nice presentation ceremony at the location of that work, and it turned out to be a lovely day. We wanted to be here today to bring the next check, bringing your total under ARPA to $4 million. And I have to commend the town of Marshfield for your leadership. The operational functions here in Marshfield are par none. I would say, if not the best, one of the best in the Commonwealth, and we value that partnership. And it starts here at the Board of Selectmen. The three of you allow your team to do what they need to do to have those relationships and those partnerships. And I have to tell you, and you know this already, but you have one of the best teams around. It starts with your town administrator. I can tell you, unfortunately, I bother him more often than I should. He always answers the call. He's always a willing partner. And what's exciting for us to be here is when we're talking about a project that Plymouth County is looking at, we know we can pick up the phone and that Marshfield is going to say yes. We want to be involved. We want to participate. We want to help our communities and our residents. And that's just been a pleasure. His whole team, and I'm sure he'll want to elaborate, is just a real pleasure to work with. They're responsive, and that puts Marshfield at the cusp of getting all your ARPA money before most of the other communities. So it's a real credit to the team that you've assembled. But we can't do it without our partners at the federal and at the state level. We're thrilled that Senator Markey could send along his esteemed director. We're glad that Mr. Cantwell can join us. I know that he wants to say a few words. This doesn't happen if they don't do this work up on Capitol Hill. Our team is a fantastic team with Senator Markey, Senator Warren, obviously Congressman Keating. They made sure that the county received the money so that we could get it in your hands. So I wanted to turn it over to Mr. Cantwell to offer a few thoughts as well.
Mr. Chairman, thank you, Tom, very much. And just first to start that point about everything has been collaboration. I think for all of us during COVID, it really showed what government can do. And locally, it's such a testament to you, Michael, to you, Stephen, Jim, yourself, and what this board has done, opening up the fairgrounds to make sure at a time when people were so afraid whether or not we could go out and be in company with others. And just we had people, as I know I had the occasion, Mike, to join you some of the times when people would come by and get their shots, and people in tears saying that this is a lifesaver, that we now can be able to get back to what is the new normal. But it was pretty courageous of you all to start that, to be one of the first. I was on one of these calls when they were saying, where can we have centers around the state? And the fact that this board had that leadership, Steve, and said, we want to do it here, was just phenomenal. So congratulations for doing that work. more to the point for here, for ARPA funds and CARES funds, many people watching may not know, but it was controversial that this Plymouth County Commissioner said, we want to take the ARPA funds, we want to take the CARES funds, and we can do a better job of getting them out to people quickly and making sure that we would be able to know the needs of all our communities. And Tom, and for both of the commissioners here, Jared and Greg, you really proved that. It really has been a model for the country. I go around the state in my role for Senator Markey, and we've had people time and again say, we wish that we had done what Plymouth County did, because tonight is one of those reflections about how using federal monies to help people with their everyday needs. So thrilled to be here tonight. Wanted to congratulate the town for the great work that's being done. I know that's going to hit the DPW, Tom. I've walked in with Tom here, and certainly want to keep that collaboration so people know what their select board does, what their county commissioners do, what the town administrator does, and what's being done at the federal level by Senator Markey, Senator Warren, Congressman Keating, and working with our state legislators. It's a great team, I think. Thank you.
That's an excellent commentary, too, about our state legislators. I'm glad that you mentioned them, because Plymouth County is very fortunate to have a willing partnership with all of our legislators. Marshfield is fortunate to have Senator O'Connor in the Senate, and then 2 state representatives, Representative Kearney and Representative Cutler. Representative Cutler's team is here and joined us, Susan Moran from his office as well. But when we need something, we know we can rely on them to back us up. Whether it's taking on ARPA funding or responding to our communities, it's very important to us to have that relationship. So you folks know what a great legislative team you have. We're thrilled that they're partners with us, and we couldn't do it without them. Of course, the money has to start at the federal level, as Mr. Cantwell mentioned, but we can't do it without our state partners. I know that our commissioners have a few things that they want to add. We'll begin with Chairman Jared Valenzola.
Thank you, Treasurer. Chairman, through you to the rest of the board, it's a pleasure to be here again. I think when I think back to the history, and I was lucky enough, I was elected in November of 2020 when the state was done skewering Commissioner Hanley, and our fellow colleague Commissioner Wright, who does send her regrets that she couldn't be with us this evening. But I came into this program, into the CARES Act, when things were going well. But I think it is a true testament to the strength of our team at Plymouth County. The strength of Treasurer O'Brien and his office, Commissioner Hanley, Commissioner Wright, my predecessor, Commissioner Pilata, to have done CARES and to now pivot into ARPA. But I want to make the point and emphasize the point, because I think Jim or Tom touched on it. When Plymouth County has needed that support, Marshfield has been there. The 3 of you, Mr. Moresco, have been there time and again for anything that the county has needed. And I can't express enough my gratitude for Marshfield, for you 3, for your team, for the amount of work, support, and trust and faith that you put into us. We can't be successful without you. CARES would not have been as successful as it was without Marshfield and our other communities, but especially you folks. You were one of the few that really had our backs during that. And now with ARPA, you have been gung-ho cheerleaders and have worked extremely hard to secure these funds. The most, I think, that has gone out so far to our towns has come to Marshfield, again, because of your leadership, your hard work, the hard work of Mr. Moresco and his team, Lisa, everybody in your finance department. We're extremely grateful for it. This is what collaboration looks like, and this is what transparency looks like. A lot of folks like to remark sometimes, well, you're still going out and giving out checks, you like to smile for the camera. I personally could care less for the camera. It shows my receding hairline and the fact that it's thinning. And before I lost weight, the pictures didn't look so great either. But this is about transparency. In a time in our American discourse where a lot of folks are cynical about government and cynical about the things that we do and might whisper and snicker about where the money goes, this is where your money's going. As was said, $2.3 million is going to the Plymouth Ave pump station. That is real, tangible results. That is where that money is going. That is going to help and affect the livelihood and the well-being of the town of Marshfield. And it's important and for us to be able to demonstrate that these funds are back out into the community serving the people that we all serve, which is our constituents and the taxpayers. So again, I am grateful for you, Mr. Chairman, both you, the members, Mr. Moresco, and to this entire community. It's been a great pleasure working with you all, and I know we will continue working together. Thank you. Commissioner Hanley.
Oh, thank you. Mr. Chairman, members of the board, Mr. Moresco, thank you for having us here tonight. About 13 years ago, I was elected to the board when we were in a state of almost receivership. We were $750,000 in the red, and we had a charter commission formed to decide the future of county government. And 13 years later, we're here to talk to you about Beyond ARPA and Beyond CARES. And with this new vitality that we have through the brain trust of the county partnering with our communities, we find that collaboration and regionalization is something that we're going to invite you to the table and discuss. What do we do after ARPA? ARPA sunsets in 3 more years, is it, Tom?
It is.
And so with that, all of the successes with that, all of the goodwill, we want to keep the train moving. So as a gesture of thanks, we're presenting you tonight the county seal. It's the county flag. It was just designed this year. The seal itself was put together in, let me see right here, 1931 by the county commissioners. The seal was designed to truly represent the county of Plymouth, and it shows the Mayflower at rest, having just unloaded its passengers on rocky shoals, and it says, "On a stern and rock-bound coast, a new nation has been born." Around it, you'll notice a string of pearls, and the pearls represent the 27 communities, and each representing the municipalities now bound together as the county, and the government, which each competes into itself, but is united in the score amongst them. So the value is in actually the pearl strand and not the individual pearl. But all pearls are valuable in that sense because the little town of Plimpton is equally represented as big as the city of Brockton. So we're here to present this, to put it right up there. We want to thank you for accepting it. But more importantly, in the days to come, the months to come, we'll be inviting you back for a symposium on what is the future of county government beyond CARES. Now, if you've already taken advantage of Plymouth County OPEB Trust, you're already in the transformation of what county government is. We're offering more products and services in collaborations with our communities. Local government entities enter into memorandum of understanding all the time. I just have become the town administrator over in the town of Holbrook, and we're representing a veterans district because we don't have a veterans agent. Now, I was reminded today that I shouldn't talk about a veterans agent in certain towns because each town has a veterans agent, but Norfolk County offers a program in support of cities and towns with a veterans agent. Animal control officer is another area of, that we've discussed along the way, but it's not our ideas, it's your ideas, and it's your neighbors' ideas. So we'd like to invite you at the chairman's request to sit down with us and talk about what's next. So I would like to thank you for being such a good partner. As previously mentioned, the team you have here is tremendous, and Mike brings a lot to the table. But I will say the team we have, the county, is equally up to the task. And I'll just leave with this. Thank God we have Tom as the treasurer, because on the dollar bill it says, "In God we trust." In Plymouth County, it's "In Tom we trust." So with that, thank you, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. Thank you, Mr. Maresco, for having us here tonight.
And Mr. Chair, just to wrap up, and then I didn't know if Mr. Maresco wanted to add anything. I thank the commissioner for those kind words. I think he does that because I signed the paychecks too. But I certainly appreciate the commentary. And I wanted to just highlight that Commissioner Valenzola mentioned that this $2.3 million check will have Marshfield as the largest recipient of ARPA funds through Plymouth County to date. I can tell you I'll be getting 3 or 4 calls from other towns tomorrow asking why they're not getting as much money as Marshfield. And quite simply, you folks are very good at processing the information and accessing the program that we have and getting this money to you and to your projects. This is an important project that you've recognized, and we're just happy to be able to bring this $2.3 million to you.
Yeah, we appreciate you guys coming in and your flawless work on this front. And so I'll turn to my colleagues and our town administrator, but first, Representative Kearney is here as well. I don't know if you had any thoughts you wanted to add.
No, just want to thank everyone for being here. I think you guys did a great job. It's been certainly an interesting road to get here, and I think the Plymouth County delegation has done a great job stepping up to the plate and making it clear that we can best administer the funds better than the state. And between the federal, state, and local partnerships, we're seeing these dollars get to the folks of Marshfield. So thank you for all your hard work.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Jim, do you have anything you wanted to add?
No, I think it's pretty much covered. It has been a pleasure to be part of this effort. It's small role I feel that I participated in. I really want to thank town administrators, especially for doing this, and all the other members of the team that helped. You are right. We really do need the pump station, and this really did help the citizens a lot as far as on a tax load basis or a debt exclusion basis. So thank you for your help as well.
Just, I'd like to thank you for, everybody loves to get a check. And, but it's really important that we remain humble as we receive it, but we are probably a very diligent group going forward, so I look forward with the many years. But Michael and previous selectmen as well, I'd like to extend my appreciation for them as well, because everybody chipped in. So thank you, thank you.
Michael, you were integral in making sure Marshfield was always first to the trough, so do you want to put a bow on all this?
Just very quickly, it's I could never do that without the support of the board, so I want to thank the board, my financial team, Lisa Clark, our treasurer collector. She's holding the $2.3 million to deposit immediately when she goes downstairs. Ann Bastille, our town accountant, working closely with the DPW superintendent, Tom Reynolds, and with David Carrier, the chair of the Board of Public Works, to make sure get their projects going, so it's all beneficial. And thank you to the commissioners and to Treasurer Tom O'Brien. No matter whether I call the individual commissioners or I call the treasurer, they always take the call. So there's two-way communication. It's a great partnership between the county and the municipalities.
Awesome. Well said. Yeah. You guys ready for the giant check photo?
We are.
We are, and just so you know, we don't do the check. The giant check actually serves a functional purpose. During the CARES Act, when we were doing the little checks, people would zoom in and steal our account information.
That's right. you
So
said
thankfully,
that.
they can't zoom in on this check and steal fake account, or they can. I don't think it's gonna get them anywhere, but.
Well, but for those interested, there are 3 Easter eggs on the check.
Yes.
If you care to look and figure them out, that's up to you.
Yes.
But
That's right, remember it, yeah, you
Yes,
did
we
a
just-
little tricky.
we
That's
did.
right.
quiz the
We
last
discussed it at the
time.
last. We'll see what your memory is like if
Yeah.
you can remember all
Yes.
that. But we're here and certainly ready to do that.
Okay.
Perfect. At your request, we could have everybody come up representing. Susan, I don't know, you want to join us or do you want to do the picture? You have to take pictures. Okay. All right.
Yeah. What do you think the best spot is? Front?
Our new chambers would be ideal, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
I'm going to get down to the fast.
Okay. All right.
You're the chair, and you should be. All right. I think we should bring in.
Do we need to go more this way or?
We got to probably tighten up. Here, we'll move this way. Everyone come this
Yeah,
way a
because we
little.
want the flags.
Okay,
This is why we chose politics, not act.
okay.
Well, we gotta hold it up high enough so they can
do.
see it, but not,
Is this all
and I
right?
need somebody other than me.
Move that. You want me to move
Here, I'm
that?
just
Here.
gonna,
Okay, move the code.
And go through the.
just a second, doing the lady thing. Okay.
Okay, all right.
Perfect, thank you.
All right, now you need to be on the other end holding the check. There
I can
we
do
go.
that.
There we go, perfect. All right, smile.
Good.
Excellent.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I am right now.
Oh, yeah, it does, doesn't it? Oh, yeah. I'll be back before it's all.
Thank you, sir. My pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think I have your email.
Okay. Okay. Well, I know Josh does too, so he said he'll send them to him and he'll send them around.
That's my cell.
Yeah, I know I have your card too.
Yeah, whatever works.
That time of season, huh?
There you go. Nobody told me that, so now we know.
I did.
It serves a practical function.
Thank you for coming, nice to see you.
It's okay.
We soften them up.
Yeah, exactly. You got money in that envelope too, right?
Thank you.
It's like that for this one. All right, so we will get to the town administrator's report, but I just want to square away our appointments first. We don't keep folks waiting. So our 6:35 appointment is the Salt Marsh Restaurant Group, but first I have to read the public notice. All right, notice is hereby given under Chapter 138 of the Massachusetts General Laws as amended that there will be a public hearing on Monday, March 13th, 2023 at 6:35 p.m. in the Select Board Hearing Room in Marshfield Town Hall, which is 870 Marine Street, Marshfield, 02050, on the application for an all-alcohol restaurant common vicular license for Salt Marsh Restaurant Group, LLC, doing business as Station 8, with Thomas Holloway as manager. And the premises is located at 1899 Ocean Street, Building A, in Marshfield, Mass. 02050. So all the paperwork seems to be in order. Any representatives here for Station 8, you're welcome to come forward. Absolutely.
Yeah, I just want to let people know that one of the minor owners of the restaurant is my neighbor up and across the street, and I have filed a form with the clerk's office.
Great. Thank you, Jim. Appreciate that.
Mr. Chair, I do have the filing fee check. I have the affidavit of notice to abutters. Should I go to you or to?
You can give that to Michael. He's more organized than I
Okay.
am, so I would lose it.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. My name is John Aida McDermott Quilton Miller, located at 28 State Street in Boston, on behalf of Salt Marsh Restaurant Group, LLC. With me is Thomas Holloway. Tom is the proposed manager of record. He's also the co-owner, along with Brian Schwanke, who's also in attendance this evening. Just briefly by way of background, both Brian and Tom have approximately 50 years' experience in the restaurant industry. Brian, who's seated behind me, is former vice president at Legal Seafoods, former senior vice president at Bertucci's. He's owned the Clam Box in Quincy for the past 18 years, just recently sold in the prior month, and that held an alcohol license. And both he and Tom own and operate TK O'Shea's in Rockland for the past 4 years, which also holds an alcohol license. In addition, Tom is a former director of operations, chef, and a partner at Rustic Kitchen, director of operations at the Clam Box, and he was the corporate training chef, right, at Legal Seafoods for approximately 10 years. And as I say before, he's also the co-owner at TK O'Shea's in Rockland. So for all those ownerships they've had with other liquor licenses, they've never had any incidents, any violations. They have an exemplary record in that account, so they're looking to continue to do that here at Station 8. Just by way of clarifying why we're applying for a new license versus a transfer of license, prior ownership did communicate and talk to town council about this, Bob Galvin, in January, and kind of ran it up the flagpole to him. But the long story short is, at some point in the near past, there was an application that was approved by your board, but it wasn't yet approved at the ABCC. So I'm not sure if it was part of like change of updating the ownership or what it may be. So it's still up to the ABCC, and it was determined it would be easier to apply for a new license than it was to go back in time and kind of recreate things and get those signatures that might be needed. The end result would be the same. So we've discussed that with the current ownership, and again, we're acquiring certain business assets from that ownership team. Again, the end result is the same in the sense that they've agreed that upon the approval of this license, both by this board and the ABCC, they'd agree to turn the license in, obviously subject to the issuance of the new license. So other than the ownership change, which I've kind of discussed, there's going to be really no changes to the day-to-day operations. They anticipate doing some upgrades, maybe to the decor and things like that, some minor cosmetic changes, tweak the menu here and there, but for the most part, what you see is very similar to what you're going to have with these owners. They want to work with what's been successful and really expand upon that, and they think it's going to be success for many years.
Great. Well, we appreciate both of you coming in and for the clarification as well. Did you have any questions or comments, Jim? Any questions or comments,
I do
Elaine?
not.
All right, anything else you folks would like to add?
So one other thing, I apologize, I thought the entertainment license was a standalone license. I thought that application got into the packet. It did not. I have it here. I don't know if that's something you'd be inclined to vote on, but I can say it's the exact type of request as the current owners, which would be jukebox, dancing by patrons, live music, and recorded music. So it's exactly the same type of operations that they presently run. The floor plan's there, and we're not changing anything. So in other words, occasionally they have live bands or acts, things like that, jukebox. So if the board was inclined to vote on that, I don't believe it requires to be notified in the newspaper, but if it does, we'd be happy to come back and.
Yeah, if you
Notify
guys could come back and we can, review this and square that away
Absolutely.
in the future. Perfect. All right, so with that, I'll go ahead and make a motion to approve Salt Marsh Restaurant Group, LLC, doing business as Station 8 for an all-alcohol restaurant common vicular liquor license for Thomas F. Holloway as the manager. And the premises is located at 1899 Ocean Street, Building A, in Marshfield, Mass. Is there a second?
Motion been made and duly seconded, and roll call is in order. Mr. Darcy?
Aye.
Mr. Kilcoyne? Ms. Fiddler?
Aye.
Unanimous vote to approve.
All right, great. Thank you very much.
Appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Have a great night. All right, and then our third appointment is a request to hold a summer event from 12 to 2 at the Union Chapel on June 24th. All the paperwork is in. It looks pretty straightforward. You're more than welcome to come up if you'd like, but you're not required to. The applicant for that event.
Nanette is here, actually, right there.
Perfect. If you would like to, yeah.
Sure, why not? Thank you for seeing us so quickly and getting us on the agenda.
Of course.
We just wanted to do this as a kickoff to summer, bring visitors and residents to the Esplanade and try to get some camaraderie going down there.
Yeah.
So thank you for, again, seeing us. This will be a non-alcoholic event, family-friendly. And, yeah, that's games and
Yeah, that sounds great. Well, we
Okay.
appreciate you organizing. I think it'll be a great event. And
Okay.
yeah, I think people will have a great time. Is there anything you would like to add, Jim?
Sounds like another fun event down in Grant Rock.
Awesome.
you.
Any questions or comments, Lynn?
No?
All right, great. So I'll go ahead and make a motion to approve for Nanette Parziali, a board
Yes.
member of the Regional Brant Rock Village Association, a temporary one-day entertainment license for Saturday, June 24th, 2023 at Brant Rock Chapel's lawn for a summer kickoff cookout from 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. with live music, an amplification system, games, face painting, a bouncy house, and vendor tables, and food will be served. This will be a non-alcohol event, and this is pending sign-off for the Marshfield Fire Department and the Building Department, and there are no issues with the Marshfield Police Department or the Board of Health. Is there a second?
Second.
A motion been made and duly seconded, roll call is in order. Mr. Darcy?
Aye.
Mr. Kilcoyne? Ms. Fiddler?
Aye.
Unanimous vote to approve the event.
Thank you for coming in.
Thank you so
you.
much.
Take care.
All right,
Nice
and
to
then
see you.
one last thing before Michael's report. I don't want to waste a minute beyond 7 p.m. So basically, we want to declare a local state of emergency, start at 7 o'clock this evening, and then to go until March 16th. Did you have any questions or comments, Jim?
No, it's supposed to be a big one.
Yes, absolutely.
Usually January, February, but it's middle of March.
Exactly. Any questions or comments, Elaine?
No? All set?
All right, great. So I'll make a motion to declare a local state of emergency beginning at 7 p.m. this evening, March 13th, 2023, to go until March 16th, 2023 at 7 p.m. Is there a second?
Second.
Motion made and duly seconded, roll call is in order. Mr. Darcy?
Aye.
Mr. Kilcoyne? Ms. Fiddler?
Aye.
Unanimous vote to approve the local state of emergency.
Great.
If I may, Mr. Chairman, because we had our storm prep meeting earlier today, the superintendent wanted me to make sure that parents and children know that just because we're declaring a local state of emergency, it does not mean that there is no school, and likewise on government side, nothing shut down. This is really to let folks know that we're anticipating to get hit with a lot of wind and flooding and down trees, and this lets agencies, the Commonwealth, know that we're open and we're going to need assistance to get power restored.
Great. I think it's an important clarification, too. We appreciate Jeff making sure that the students were aware of that, as heartbreaking as it may be. And I think we got that in at 6:59, so we are
Excellent
making the
job,
shade.
Mr. Chairman.
All right, so we appreciate your patience, Michael. We can, sorry for the wait, we can get to
Oh,
your
no
town
problem at
administrator
all.
report.
Okay, thank you. Town administrator report. Had a meeting with Bonnie Owens to discuss positions available on the various boards. Now that, we have it not only up on the website, it goes out in the tidbits, town hall tidbits every week. We're starting to get calls. People are stepping up and have a lot of interest in different boards. So this particular young woman wanted to come in and just talk about a couple of boards, what the scope of responsibility would be, how many meetings, et cetera. So it's good to have people finally talking about the vacancies and stepping forward. I had a meeting with Matt Parent, our energy consultant, and Fred Russell, our facility director, regarding the installation process on roof-mounted photovoltaics at our school. As you know from previous, we're moving forward with installation of photovoltaics on school roof and carports, et cetera. So we're having the roofs all inspected. Some of the roofs will have to be replaced before we put a 20-year photovoltaic system on it, and that's all worked out through the next grid. So more information to follow on that. Participated in the Capital Budget Committee meeting to review the FY24 capital budget request by all of our departments. Participated in the meeting on the DSA and dredge at the Harbor Master's office with Christine Player, our local consultant from FORT. DEP participated, Attorney Galvin, Harbor Master DeMayo, Tom Reynolds, Rod Procaccino. The town was permitted to dispose of dredge materials offshore, so the dredging of the harbor will not be going into the DSA site, but will be going off to an offshore location. We also talked about options. One of the things that's required by DEP is what are we going to do with that disposal site when it's no longer able to take in dredge spoils. So sewer plant expansion first and number one on the list, not necessarily buildings, maybe holding chambers, et cetera. Parking lot or a parking garage, dredge material until it's full, trails and open space area, a laydown area for construction in that area, and potentially for ball fields. And also be used as a dewatering site. Had a meeting with Chairman Darcy and Lucy Solutions Technology to hear about their innovative software. I had a meeting with Lynn Fiddler to review some ongoing issues of concern that she had. Weekly budget meeting with Lisa Clark, our treasurer, and Ann Bastille, our town accountant, to review budget issues, working on the town meeting warrant, and getting ready for the joint advisory board and select board meeting, going through capital budget issues with the capital budget committee to get all these issues resolved for our town meeting. Appeared before the advisory board to answer questions relating to the FY24 budget. I participated in the MMA workshop for best practices for using social media in municipal government. And that is about having good websites, a Facebook, Twitter account, and your own innovative platforms, which we have now, Town Hall Tidbits. Participated in the statewide opiate settlement with the Attorney General's office. As the board knows, there's a very limited use of what we can use the funds for. We right now have, I think, like $60-something thousand we've received back so far that will stay in a fund and be available for those projects. Attended and participated in the Housing Partnership meeting, and Select Woman Fiddler was there also. Gave them an update on 1929 Main Street. The perk test didn't go well. Anyone knows that area, there's a lot of clay. So under the law, we're able to re-perk in the summer. We're being treated no different than when we get a second bite of the apple to see if we're able to do that. We talked about the language for the Housing Trust Fund that Attorney Galvin drafted that will be on the warrant at this town meeting. We had to do that because we don't have a housing trust fund. Therefore, for the last 15 or so years, the Housing Partnership has held our money. They no longer want to hold our money. They believe we should be holding it. In order for us to hold our money, we have to have this account created. And then we heard from our new housing coordinator, Karen Horn, on some issues. Participated in the Mayflower Municipal Health Group Steering Committee and full board meeting. We voted on an increase to our rates, 4.5% increase. We're a 50-50 community, so the cost is borne equally on the town side and with our employees. But we also voted, the Mayflower Municipal Health Group voted to put in from their proceeds $5.1 million to keep the rates as low as possible. So right now, our rates of increase is lower than GIC and lower than Maya. So that's all good stuff. Participated in the Mass Office for Disability training session regarding public meetings, town meetings, etc., accommodations for accessibility, seating, sound, and signing. Something we'll have to take a look at for town meeting. I had a meeting with PAC 97 Scouts to answer questions on town government, part of their democracy badges. They needed to talk to a town official, and they were very fortunate because Chief Tavares was coming into the building to see me, and they were asking questions about the police and crimes. Is it a crime to take something out of a barrel? And Chief Tavares was here and spent about 15 minutes talking to I think we had like 15 students. They finished all the candy we had for Employee Appreciation Day, so that went really well. We had my bi-monthly DIRT meeting. DIRT, I forget what the exact acronyms, but it's development, information, research, and something, but for lack of a better term, it's economic development, where we get together with planning, zoning, building, conservation, DPW, and Board of Health to talk about ongoing projects, to talk about new projects we see coming to the town and things that we hear. And we do that every other month. Participated in the Capital Budget Committee meeting to answer questions with Lisa Clark and Ann Bastille. Attended a wave attenuation meeting. I was invited by Marilyn Dunn to come up and listen to a presentation at the library last week. Attenuating devices, it's either a piece of cement or now the attenuating devices have gotten their more specialty. They're triangular, and they either float on the water or they're in very shallow water. The wave goes through them. It's supposed to slow the waves down. It was a great presentation. Unfortunately, they're still not really effective here. No one has them. I think you have to go down. Delaware is trying a set of them, and Saco, Maine is potentially going to try a set of them. So we'll have to see if they have any luck. It does help with beach nourishment because as the wave hits it, the sand does disperse. So we'll have to see on that. Fred Durr, who gave the presentation, was a school science teacher, I believe, in Situate. So both him and his brother have been behind this whole movement. So I did that. Weekly meeting with Fred Russell, our facility director, Tony Bullock, the assistant facility director, to review some maintenance project at the schools regarding roofs and the photovoltaic. The dog park's moving along really well. Capital projects, the police and DPW, town hall project, lights for the fields and the courts behind the Boys and Girls Club, improvements to the GAR Hall, Daniel Webster House, and the blacksmith shop. Participated in the beach and dune nourishment meeting at the library last week with our planner and assistant planner and Leslie Field from Woods Hole, and we talked about the importance of beach nourishment, and the state may be getting to a point where if you don't invest in beach nourishment, you may lose points when you're trying to get money for the seawalls, because the nourishment and the sand going back and raising the beach level helps to protect the seawall. So, we'll keep going there. They're gonna, the beach nourishment program that we're working on in conjunction with Duxbury, we sort of went into a joint venture. We're each responsible for our own money. We're gonna start, we're right almost in the Duxbury-Marshfield line, and not too far from the Avon Street lot, and we're gonna go out. You go out so many feet, they're raising it like 8 or 10 feet of sand. They're narrowing how far it goes into the water, just because right now we don't know how much money Duxbury wants to spend. Both Duxbury and Marshfield, we originally put money forward. I think we had to match a few years ago, $375,000, so we could spend that, Duxbury could spend that, and we could start the project to see how it works, and that's what the consultants recommend, that we quickly get that out. Maybe we can do that this fall, and then we'll look to expand it. It's not something you put it there and it stays forever. It's something that will need maintenance. We'll need to be putting the sand back. Usually, maybe like by the 4th or 5th year, you may have to add some additional sand to maintain what you have there. But I'll keep everyone updated. Participated in a meeting with NextGrid, who's our energy consultant and photovoltaic consultant, with Jeff Granatino, our superintendent, as it related to schools, and We're looking at making some roof repairs to the Marshfield High School, the Daniel Webster, the Governor Winslow, and Amesway. Hope to do that, get some of that work done on the roof so that we can be ready to install the photovoltaics. And of course, anyone working on a school project or school grounds needs to be quarried. We went through all that, participated in coordinated meeting with a resident on Mr. Dow on Bunny Lane. Brought both Verizon and Eversource together to the gentleman, the property owner, had some issues. A couple of poles came down last year. They went in and fixed them, and they did leave a particular pole that has to come down. Wasn't happy with how the road is and wants trees planted. They normally don't plant trees. They don't take trees down. The storm took the trees down, so we'll continue to monitor that issue. Working with the IT department on cybersecurity updates, as the board was very generous to approve. We're implementing the $750,000, and we'll continue to make improvements in our system to make sure it's safe. Working and participating on the Veterans Park Dam project and Fish Ladder, and that's an ongoing project. But we're making some headway, and we've applied for a $2.5 million grant to cover the cost. That's my report. The clinic is closed, as folks know.
Great, thank you very much, Michael. Is there any questions or comments, Jim? Any questions or comments, Lynn?
Seawall, the symposium, or whatever we're calling it, was that what it was called last Thursday?
Beach nourishment.
For the beach nourishment?
Beach nourishment, yes.
Yeah, that's something that is interesting and something maybe the chair might consider in the future, actually getting someone here to explain it to us
Yes.
further.
They would be happy. We can have the Woods Hole group come and do, a very similar presentation that you did, just with not the tech. We had a number of technology glitches. Greg couldn't get his computer to work because he accidentally turned off the computer in his office. Anyone that has VPN, your main computer has to be on. You can't access it. Very similar thing happened to the Woods Hole group, but we were able to, with the help of some people in the audience and our IT people, 15 minutes later, we were up and running.
It was just informative. Thank you. That's it.
Thank you,
Yep.
Lynn. All right, are you here, a particular action item we can square away for you?
I am. I'm looking to get approval to take over a coffee shop here in town.
Oh, sure. Let's see, what number is that one?
Number 10, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Michael. Number 10. All right, so that looks pretty straightforward. All the paperwork's in. Did you have any questions or comments, Jim? All right, any questions or comments, Lynn?
Just a second. Nope, I'm all set with that. Thank you.
Do you have anything else you'd like to add?
No, thank you.
Sure. All right, so I'll make a motion to approve the request of Tresha Nebstedt for Situate for a common vicular license to operate Seaside Coffee LLC. The business is located at 1289 Ocean Street, number 2 in Marshfield. The hours of operation are from 6 a.m. till 2 p.m. Pending approval from the Board of Health, the Building Department, and sign off from the Collector's Office. Is there a second?
Second.
Motion been made and duly seconded. Roll call is in order. Mr. Darcy?
Aye.
Mr. Kilcoyne? Ms. Fiddler?
Aye.
A unanimous vote to approve the coffee shop.
Great. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, so we'll go to number 2, which is a discussion and vote on a request that we want to place with the state on some additional liquor licenses. I know our town council had a draft that had, 3 for restaurant alcohol licenses and then 3 for package stores. So it's just a function of how many my colleagues would like to, try to go for. So did you have any questions or comments, Jim?
Just up front, and then I'll listen to my colleagues. I do want to thank my colleagues on the select board for allowing me the time to be able to look into this. It was gracious of you, and I appreciate that. I did speak to a lot of people regarding the subject, and I'm so much more informed to have a discussion.
Great. Thank you, Jim.
I think the 3 and 3, perhaps Michael could just explain, because it was something that needed a little explanation. So if you could just, I'm on board with the 3 and 3, but I think it might benefit the public to just explain that.
Sure, absolutely, Mr. Chairman. So this all started, one of our local package stores, Hubbard's Convenience Store, filed a private petition article because he has a seasonal license that he would prefer to have an a year-round all-alcohol package store license. When we're taking a look at them, we also noticed that the town does not have any pouring licenses. So what does that mean? That means that if a person comes in and wants to open up a restaurant, there is no license available for them. So that means they're gonna look elsewhere, they're not gonna come here, and we lose out on that small piece of economic development. We've never had to, we've always had enough licenses to go around, but there has been some expansion, new restaurants opening in town. The more restaurants you have, it's a statistic that as your restaurants grow, it continues to grow because more people coming in, they're looking for different food options. Right now, we are currently under the law, it's based on 5,000. We have 12 package store licenses, because when the census goes up, every time they give you like maybe one. Restaurants, we've been pretty steady. We have 33 pouring licenses. They're not all businesses. Pouring licenses also go to all of the clubs, the VFW, the DAV, places like that, the Elks. Those different organizations all have pouring licenses. Some caterers in town have pouring licenses. Anyone that has a pouring license has to be TIPS trained. So when we went through the process, it was brought that the way to get licenses, because the first question, how do we get licenses? Well, it's through a home rule petition. So the Board of Selectmen have to take the first step, put something on the warrant saying that we're going to petition the legislature to give us, an additional 3 pouring licenses and maybe 3 all-alcohol package store licenses. Now, the one other caveat to mention is that Roach Brothers has a package store license. Right before COVID, Shaw's was interested in an all package. Then COVID came. We've never heard from them. So we know there's potentially a need out there once we're starting to get back to normal. But the Board of Selectmen would have to have a vote. It would have to be a positive vote by the majority. Then that would go to town meeting. You'd open the warrant tonight, insert that into special town meeting, then you'd vote to close it. Then it's on the warrant. Town meeting would then would make a presentation of exactly why we are looking for the licenses. And then if town meeting supports it, then it goes to the legislature. We send it to our state senator and our 2 state representatives and ask them to file a home rule petition for the legislature to approve the additional license for it. Cities and towns do it all the time. We've just never done it because we've always had plenty of licenses. Now we're at a point where, we don't have any pouring licenses, and that means we can't get any new restaurants in town.
Great, thank you, Michael.
So that's great. So the pouring license, I think, is critical at this point. I think that we really, that's my personal opinion, but I'll leave it up to you to make a motion, and maybe we'll deliberate.
Yeah, that sounds
Okay.
great.
I think I spent some time working on this, and it is based upon population, but our town's a little unique versus some maybe inland towns, because our population changes dramatically in the summertime, and we want to encourage these businesses. And it doesn't create demand. It does spread sometimes the business around a little, but as our population grows and our business grows, you want to serve the people that come in the community and visit us in the summer. So I think this is a good move to make, Mr. Chairman, and support your motion.
Great, thank you, Jim. All right, I'll go ahead and make a motion to submit an article to the special town meeting warrant to petition the legislature for a home rule petition to request an additional number of 3 all-alcohol restaurant liquor licenses and 3 all-alcohol package store licenses. Is there a second?
Second.
Motion been made, duly seconded. Roll call is in order. Mr. Darcy?
Aye.
Mr. Kilcoyne? Ms. Fiddler?
Aye.
Unanimous vote to advance an article to the special town meeting warrant.
Great, and then action items 3 and 4 are just opening the warrant and then closing it. Did you have any questions or comments, Jim?
I do not.
Any questions or comments, Lynn?
I do not.
All right, good. I'll make a motion to reopen the special town meeting warrant for April 24th, 2023 to add a warrant article for a home rule petition to request an additional number of all alcohol restaurant licenses, which would be 3, and a number, which is also 3, of all alcohol package store licenses. Is there a second?
Second.
Motion been made, duly seconded. Roll call is in order. Mr. Darcy?
Aye.
Mr. Kilcoyne? Ms. Fiddler?
Aye.
Unanimous vote to open the warrant and insert the article.
All right, and I'll go ahead and make a motion to close the special town meeting warrant following the additional warrant article being added. Is there a second?
Motion made and duly seconded. Roll call is in order. Mr. Darcy?
Aye.
Mr. Kilcoyne? Aye. Ms. Fiddler?
Aye.
Unanimous vote to close the special town meeting warrant.
All right, great. And number 5 is a discussion and votes on the special and annual town meeting warrant articles.
I will, normally we just go through them and then we take a vote.
Sounds perfect.
Okay, so I'll start with the special town meeting. And just folks that are listening, the warrant will be available on March 21st, 1 week before the advisory board meeting. I've always made sure that we've always had it available for folks. So, Article number 1 is unpaid bills. Will the town vote to approve the expenditure of $29,066.14? There's a number of departments that have unpaid bills, and the only way to get the bills paid is that town meeting has to approve it.
Great. Thank you very much, Michael. All right, I'll go ahead and make a motion to approve Article 1 as read by the town administrator. Is there a second?
A motion been made and duly seconded. Roll call is in order. Mr. Darcy?
Aye.
Mr. Kilcoyne? Ms. Fiddler?
Aye.
Unanimous vote to approve Article 1. Article 2, will the town accept the provisions of Section 16 to 16I inclusive of Chapter 27? And this is to join the regional school system. The town of Marshfield will join with other towns of Abington, Cohasset, Hanover, Hanson, Norwell, Rockland, Situate, and Whitman, and for construction, maintenance, and operation of a regional school by said district in accordance with the provision of a potential regional agreement to be filed with the Select Board.
Great, thank you, Michael. And procedurally, can we just read through all of them and do one big motion at the end, or would it be better to do them one at a time?
I think you're supposed to vote them separately.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's up to the board if you want me to read everything or just tell you what the, how.
I would like to do them all together, but I do not want to cause a problem at town meeting. So let's.
Yeah, we've never done them. I don't know, I mean,
Let's do them separately.
yeah,
Not
just, I
worth
don't.
it.
Just to
Yeah,
be
well,
safe.
okay.
Just
Sure.
in case.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, I'll go ahead and make a motion in support of Article 2.
Motion made and duly seconded. Roll call is in order. Thank you. Mr. Darcy?
Aye.
Mr. Kilcoyne? Ms. Fiddler?
Aye.
Unanimous vote to approve Article 2. Article 3 is Schedule A, full-time exempt employees. These are personnel bylaw from the chart below. We've updated the chart. And Schedule B, a part-time seasonal positions. I had to update the chart to add an assistant social daycare manager and an assistant food service manager.
Great, thank you, Michael. All right, go ahead and make a motion to vote in support of Article 3. Is there a second?
Second.
Motion been made and duly seconded. Roll call is in order. Mr. Darcy?
Aye.
Mr. Kilcoyne?
Aye.
Ms. Fiddler?
Aye.
Unanimous vote to approve Article 3. Article 4, will the town vote to transfer the sum of $1,217,866 from certified free cash for disbursement for the following projects: school preschool repairs, $300,000, Select Board Town Hall structural repairs, $300, DPW additional costs for sidewalk machines, $16,566, DPW unpaved road, $70,000, Select Board beach bus, $25,000, fire locker room design, $75,000. Building, additional costs for the electric truck, $18,300. Treasurer collector professional services, $100,000. Election part-time salaries, $28. Election expenditures, $12,000. Utilities, gas, oil, electric, $50,000. Fire ambulance supplies, $185,000. Fire full-time salaries, $38,000. A total free cash disbursement, $1,217,866.
All right, I'll go ahead and make a motion to vote in support of Article 4.
Second.
A motion been made and duly seconded. Roll call is in order. Mr. Darcy?
Oh, okay.
Correction,
Yes.
I believe you said $28 instead of $28,000. But I
On
might have misheard you.
28,
We just said 20.
election, yeah, definitely 28,000, yeah,
Yeah, I just wanna make
$28.
sure we're clear-
Thank you.
clear.
for-
Thank you.
Thank you.
So I'll make a motion to vote in support of Article 4 as clarified by Clerk Fiddler. Is there a second?
Second.
Roll call's been made and duly seconded. Roll call, Mr. Darcy?
Aye.
Mr. Kilcoyne?
Aye.
Ms. Fiddler?
Aye.
Unanimous vote to approve Article 4. Article 5 is the DPW article. Will the town vote to transfer unexpected Bond proceeds in the amount of $7,630 from the two of the following capital borrowing accounts, which projects are complete, no liability remains. Replace number 62, 10-wheel, at the annual town meeting at 421 for $3,000, and replace Bombardier number 120 on annual town meeting 421 for $4,630, and transfer said funds to account 024215135840. Article 7 at 422, pickups and sidewalk machines for the purpose of supplemental funding for one of the sidewalk machines previously approved at the April 25th, 2022 special town meeting.
Thank you, Michael. I'll go ahead and make a motion to vote in support of Article 5.
Second?
Motion been made and duly seconded. Roll call is in order. Mr. Darcy?
Aye.
Mr. Kilcoyne? Ms. Fiddler?
Aye.
Unanimous vote to approve Articles 5. Article 6, will the town vote to increase FY23 solid waste appropriations by $500,000 from $5,138,712 to $5,638,712 for additional solid waste curbside collection $50,000 and disposal and transportation $450,000, expenses anticipated, with said expense being defrayed by solid waste enterprise retained earnings.
Thank you, Michael. I'll make a motion to vote in support of Article 6.
Second?
Motion been made and duly seconded. Roll call is in order. Mr. Darcy?
Aye.
Mr. Kilcoyne? Ms. Fiddler?
Aye.
Unanimous vote to approve Article 6. Article 7, will the town vote to appropriate $40,000 for the purpose of raising and disposing of the structure located at 80 Union Street, with said expense being deferred by water enterprise retained earnings?
I'll make a motion to vote in support of Article 7.
Second?
Motion been made and duly seconded. Roll call is in order. Mr. Darcy?
Aye.
Mr. Kilcoyne?
Aye.
Ms. Fiddler?
Aye.
Unanimous vote to approve Article 7. Article 8, will the town vote to appropriate $100,000 for the purpose of preparing, updating Phase 1 of a comprehensive wastewater master plan, with said expenses being deferred by wastewater enterprise retained earnings?
I'll make a motion to vote in support of Article 8.
Second?
Motion been made and duly seconded. Roll call is in order. Mr. Darcy?
Aye.
Mr. Kilcoyne? Ms. Fiddler?
Aye.
Unanimous vote to approve Article 8. Article 9, will the town vote to appropriate the sum of $1,300,000 for the purpose of lining and repairing approximately 5,000 linear feet of sewer pipe located in the Wrexham Fieldstone area, including all other costs incidental or related thereto, and authorize the treasurer to borrow said funds and issue general obligation bonds and notes of the town, therefore with said debt expense intended to be paid by the wastewater enterprise retained earnings?
Make a motion to vote in support of Article 9.
Second?
Well, motion's been made and duly seconded. Mr. Darcy?
Aye.
Mr. Kilcoyne? Ms. Fiddler?
Aye.
Unanimous vote to approve Article 9. Article 10, will the town vote to authorize the select board to grant and convey access utility easement for wires, transmission lines, telecommunication lines, utility lines, conduits, and certain solar easements intended to provide unobstructed exposure to sunlight as well as light, with the advance written approval of the town to trim and maintain trees and other vegetation, to certain leases for the portion of town school buildings and properties, including Governor Winslow, Daniel Webster Elementary School, and Amesway Elementary School, and property in Marshfield High School, and property in a form acceptable to the Select Board and Town Council, to enable the installation and connection of rooftop and other solar facilities to be installed at or on said buildings and properties, or take any other action.
Great. I'll make a motion to vote in support of Article 10.
Second?
Motion been made and duly seconded. Roll call is in order. Mr. Darcy?
Aye.
Mr. Kilcoyne? Ms. Fiddler?
Aye.
Unanimous vote to approve Article 10. Article 11, will the town vote to authorize the Select Board to grant and convey to N-Star Electric Company, DBA Eversource Energy, an access and utility easement in the form acceptable to Town Council, allowing for the installation of utility poles and equipment, underground wires, underground transmission lines, lines for control, relay, and communication purposes, over, across, upon, and under a portion of town-owned land at 965 Plain Street, Marshfield, Mass., in locations mutually agreed upon by the town, Eversource, and generally shown on sketch plan 08-25-2021, on file with the Select Board and/or Town Clerk, or take any other action relative thereto. See Appendix A.
Make a motion to vote in support of Article 11.
Second?
Motion been made and duly seconded. Roll call is in order. Mr. Darcy?
Aye.
Mr. Kilcoyne?
Aye.
Ms. Fiddler? Unanimous
Aye.
vote to accept Article 11. Article 12, right now, we'll postpone because we're not there. And there is a petition article to request that the town of Marshfield vote to petition a special act of the General Court to grant an additional annual all-alcohol package store license for Gandhi and Son Corp. DBA Hubbard's Cupboard. Traditionally, the board doesn't vote on private petition articles. It's up to the board.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. Any thoughts or comments, Jim?
No, let's stay with tradition.
Sure. Any thoughts or comments?
I agree, stay with tradition.
All right, great. So next up, we
We'll move
have
on to the annual. Okay, Article number 1, will the town vote to receive the reports of town offices and committees and other action relative thereto?
make a motion to vote in support of Article 1.
Second.
Motion been made and duly seconded. Roll call is in order. Mr. Darcy?
Aye.
Mr. Kilcoyne?
Aye.
Ms. Fiddler?
Aye.
Unanimous vote to approve Article 1. Article 2, will the town vote to establish the salaries and compensations for all elected town officers for fiscal year 2024, take any of the action relative thereto?
Make a motion to vote in support of Article 2.
Aye. Second.
Motion been made and duly seconded. Roll call is in order. Mr. Darcy?
Aye.
Mr. Kilcoyne?
Aye.
Ms. Fiddler?
Aye.
Unanimous vote to approve Article 2. Article 3 is the omnibus budget for FY '24 in the amount of $109,022,243.
I'll make a motion to vote in support of Article 3.
Second.
Motion made and duly seconded. Roll call is in order. Mr. Darcy?
Aye.
Mr. Kilcoyne?
Aye.
Ms. Fiddler?
Aye.
Unanimous vote to approve Article 3. Article 4 is raise and appropriate transfer available sums including water, wastewater, solid waste, retained earnings, borrow including from wastewater, water, solid waste enterprise, or any otherwise provides the sums recommended in any other sum or sums for capital outlay set forth in the following schedule to take any other action relative thereto. Appendix A for current debt information, and this is approval of the FY '24 capital budget in the amount of borrowing by taxes, $1,241,363. Retained earnings, wastewater, $620,700. Retained earnings, water, $844,250. Retained earnings, solid waste, $233,550. Total expenditures recommended by the Capital Budget Committee for FY '24, $2,939,863.
I'll make a motion to vote in support of Article 4.
Second.
Motion been made and duly seconded. Roll call is in order. Mr. Darcy?
Aye.
Mr. Kilcoyne?
Aye.
Ms. Fiddler?
Aye.
Unanimous vote to approve Article 4. Article 5, will the town vote to set aside year 2023 total expenditure limitation for revolving funds under the Marshfield Code, Chapter 95, Finance and Budget, Section 9520, and this is better known as the revolving fund bylaw. And this article, if approved, sets the expenditure limit for integrated preschool program, $289,981. Turf fields, $243,892. Recreation, $265,136. Beaches, $490,083. Gatra bus, $178,269. Senior center, general services, $50,000.
Thank you, Michael. I'll make a motion to vote in support of Article 5.
Second.
Motion been made and duly seconded. Roll call is in order. Mr. Darcy?
Aye.
Mr. Kilcoyne?
Aye.
Ms. Fiddler?
Aye.
Unanimous vote to accept Article 5. Article 6, will the town vote and raise and appropriate and/or borrow in anticipation of receipt of grants and reimbursement in accordance with Mass General Law, Chapter 44, Section 4 and 6A, the sum of $741,119.50 will be used for Chapter 90 funds, together with provision of easement for the payment of damages and expenses in connection herewith, as well as authorize the transfer and use for said purpose of any unused balances or take any other action.
I'll make a motion to vote in support of Article 6.
Second.
Motion been made and duly seconded. Roll call is in order. Mr. Darcy?
Aye.
Mr. Kilcoyne?
Aye.
Ms. Fiddler?
Aye.
Unanimous vote to approve Article 6. Article 7, will the town vote to raise and appropriate or transfer the sum of $700 from available funds, sale of lots and graves, to repurchase certain unused and unwanted burial plots and graves, and further authorize the Board of Public Works to sign any agreements to effectuate the purpose of said plots and graves, accept any deeds in the name of the town, and also take any other necessary measures to act on behalf of the town or take any other action relative thereto.
I'll make a motion to vote in support of Article 7.
Second.
Motion been made and duly seconded. Roll call is in order. Mr. Darcy?
Aye.
Mr. Kilcoyne? Ms. Fiddler?
Aye.
Unanimous vote to accept Article 7. Article 8, will the town vote to appropriate the sum of $8,000,000 $8,100,000 to upgrade Plymouth Ave wastewater pump station, and to meet said appropriation, borrow said funds from the Massachusetts Water Pollution Abatement Trust pursuant to Chapter 29C of the Massachusetts General Law, with debt service defrayed by the Wastewater Enterprise Fund, and accept any state or federal grants to reduce the amount to be borrowed, or take any other action relative thereto.
Make a motion to vote in support of Article 8.
Second.
Motion made and duly seconded. Roll call is in order. Mr. Darcy?
Aye.
Mr. Kilcoyne?
Aye.
Ms. Fiddler?
Can we deliberate on this?
Yes.
Yes.
Michael, can you expand on the,
Sure, I can.
Yep, thank
Mr.
you.
Chairman, if I may.
Yes.
I think what Ms. Fiddler is asking, this had come before us and wasn't able to go into the warrant because it required 50% from the general fund, and that would be $4,050,000. We'd have to do a debt exclusion. DPW decided, I sent it back, and the superintendent does go to my department head meetings and knows that we'd have to do a debt exclusion. So they're gonna go after grants for this, and the debt service will be covered by the wastewater enterprise fund.
Thank you, Michael.
Thank you, just a clarification, thank you.
No, absolutely.
I'm good.
Okay. So we did 2 roll call votes, and then we just wrap up the 3rd roll call vote?
Yes.
Okay.
So, aye.
Okay.
Perfect.
Unanimous vote to approve Article 8. Article 9, will the town vote to appropriate from the PEG Access and Cable-related Fund the sum of $525,000 to be transferred to the Marshfield Community Media, Inc., to be used to support PEG, Public Education and Government Access Services, consistent with the cable franchise agreement during fiscal year 2024, or take any other action relative thereto.
I'll make a motion to vote in support of Article 9.
Second.
Motion made and duly seconded. Roll call is in order. Mr. Darcy?
Aye.
Mr. Kilcoyne?
Aye.
Ms. Fiddler?
Aye.
Unanimous vote to accept Article 9. Next few articles are going to be planning board articles. Article 10, will the town vote to amend the Marshfield zoning bylaw as follows? Amend Article 5, table of use, 305 attachment, table of use regulations by adding the following language. The proposed change would clarify where self-storage facilities could be located in the town.
I'll make a motion to vote in support of Article 10.
Second.
A motion been made and duly seconded. Roll call is in order. Mr. Darcy?
Aye.
Mr. Kilcoyne?
Aye.
Ms. Fiddler?
Aye.
Unanimous vote to approve Article 10. Article 11, will the town vote to amend the Marshfield zoning bylaw as follows? Amend Article 2 definition by adding the following language. 305-2.01 definition, self-storage facility, a building or group of buildings used for renting or leasing of individual storage units in which occupants themselves store and remove their personal property on a self-service basis. Self-service storage facility is not to be used for residential occupancy purposes. The storage of hazardous material is prohibited. This proposed change would provide a definition for self-service storage facilities.
Make a motion to vote in support of Article 11.
Second.
Motion made and duly seconded. Roll call is in order. Mr. Darcy?
Aye.
Mr. Kilcoyne?
Aye.
Ms. Fiddler?
Aye.
Unanimous vote to approve Article 11. Article 12, will the town vote to amend the Marshfield zoning map, Article 3, as shown on the map entitled Proposed Change from B3 to R3 in the Fieldston area of Marshfield dated October 12, 2022, Appendix E, and described as follows: to enlarge the current R3 district by zoning a section of the business neighborhood B3 located on the south side of Adams Road to the north side of Heather Road to residential waterfront R3, with the removal and replacement of a former restaurant building to a single-family home. The area proposed to be changed from a B3 to an R3 is now completely residential. This zoning change would protect the residential properties from non-compatible uses.
I'll make a motion to vote in support of Article 12.
Second.
Motion been made and duly seconded. Roll call is in order. Mr. Darcy?
Aye.
Mr. Kilcoyne?
Aye.
Ms. Fiddler?
Aye.
Unanimous vote to approve Article 12. Article 13, will the town vote to amend the Marshfield zoning bylaw as follows? Amend Article 5, table of use, 305, attachment 1, table of use regulation by modifying the existing community facilities number 2 with the following language. 305, attachment 1, table of use regulations. The purpose of this change would make the town fully compliant with the Dover Amendment.
Make a motion to vote in support of Article 13.
Second.
Motion been made and duly seconded. Roll call is in order. Mr. Darcy?
Aye.
Mr. Kilcoyne?
Aye.
Ms. Fiddler?
Aye.
Unanimous vote to approve Article 13. Article 14, will the town vote to amend the Marshfield zoning bylaw as follows? Amend Article 5, Table of Use 305, Attachment 1, Table of Use Regulation by adding the following language, 305, Attachment 1, Table of Use Regulations, accessory uses. This proposed change will remove the special permit required.
Make a motion to vote in support of Article 14.
Second.
Motion been made and duly seconded. Roll call is in order. Mr. Darcy?
Aye.
Mr. Kilcoyne?
Aye.
Ms. Fiddler?
Aye.
Unanimous vote to approve Article 14. Article 15, will the town vote to amend the Marshfield zoning bylaw as follows? Amend Article 305-11.09 residential accessory apartments by replacing existing language with the following language. Section 305-11.09 residential accessory apartments. The purpose creation of accessory apartments within an owner-occupied, single-family residence may be allowed after review of the building commissioner in order to achieve the following objectives: to enable homeowners to wish to remain in their homes, to promote more efficient use of existing housing stock, to promote a wider price range of rental housing and home ownership, to protect and maintain the character of the surrounding neighborhood, not to unduly alter the density of the neighborhood or population of the town with its related impacts to water supply, traffic, and waste. B, applicable accessory apartments may be allowed within the R1, R2, R3, B2 districts by the building commissioner. C, it goes on and on. I don't know if the board wants me to read everything, but it's what the proposed change would remove the special permit requirement and yearly recertification requirement for accessory units. Applicants would file the required information with the building department, and properties that meet the regulation would not have to go to the Board of Appeals.
Make a motion to vote in support of Article 15.
Second.
Motion been made and duly seconded. Roll call is in order. Mr. Darcy?
Aye.
Mr. Kilcoyne?
Aye.
Ms. Fiddler?
Aye.
Unanimous vote to approve Article 15. Article 16, will the town vote to amend the Marshfield zoning bylaw as follows? Amend Article 305-7.02, dot B dot in parens 2, community service announcement by modifying the language by adding a second paragraph regarding street banners with the following language: community service announcement. Standing signs containing community service announcement, not including general advertisement signs, may be erected on public ways, traffic islands with the approval of the Board of Selectmen after receiving a permit, therefore, from the building commissioner, zoning enforcement officer. Such sign shall not exceed 12 square feet in surface area per side, and shall be erected so that no portion of the sign is over 5 feet above ground level beneath the sign. Such sign shall not be illuminated, provided, however, that so-called banner-type signs may be erected in the airspace over public ways without complying with the height and size limitation contained herein. The proposed change would allow street banners to be placed on street lights and utility poles by way of a permit with the Select Board.
Thank you, Michael. I'll make a motion to vote in support of Article 16.
Second.
Motion's been duly made and seconded. Roll call is in order. Mr. Darcy?
Aye.
Mr. Kilcoyne? Ms. Fiddler?
Aye.
Unanimous vote to approve Article 16. Article 17, will the town vote to act upon the recommendation of the Community Preservation Committee for fiscal year beginning July 1st, 2023, to expand or set aside for later expenditures sum of money from the Community Preservation Fund established pursuant to Mass General Laws, Chapter 44B, for the following warrant articles: historic, $255,420, open space and recreation, $255,420, affordable housing, $255,420, administrative, set aside $125,000, historic, to appropriate $140,000, to repair the restoration of the GAR, the Grand Armory of the Republican Hall, open space, recreation, to appropriate $48,000 from CPA revenues, to update the open space panel, that's $48,000. $136,000 open space recreation, $136,000 for town improvements to the town-wide ball fields and playgrounds. Also $65,000 from open space recreation, to appropriate $65,000 CPA revenues to continue the capital improvements, Marshfield Hills Playground. $37,000 from CPA revenues for capital improvements to Peter Igo Tennis Courts. $20,000 from CPA revenues for the capital improvements to the basketball and multi-use courts at Peter Igo Park.
good? Okay, I don't know if you want to read the explanation, but we don't have to.
It's up to you. If you
I
want
know.
me to,
That's
Mr. Chairman, I will be happy.
I'll make a motion to vote in support of Article 17.
Second.
Motion been made and duly seconded. Roll call is in order. Mr. Darcy?
Aye.
Mr. Kilcoyne? Ms. Fiddler?
Aye.
Unanimous vote to approve Article 17. Article 18, will the town vote to amend Section 5.6 of Article 1 of the general bylaws as shown, changes shown in bold and underlined. Town meeting articles will be voted by lottery for articles following the operating budget articles in the case of the annual town meeting, and for all articles in the case of the special town meeting. Each article will be drawn separately. A proponent of an article, with the permission of the moderator, or the moderator, may propose linkage of similar articles, and this is the language that's added, or the use of a consent agenda for expediency. Proposed resolution and/or citizens petition articles shall be considered as the last article matter of action at any town meeting.
Make a motion to vote in support of Article 18.
Second.
A motion been made and duly seconded. Roll call is in order. Mr. Darcy?
Aye.
Mr. Kilcoyne?
Aye.
Ms. Fiddler?
Aye.
Unanimous vote to approve Article 18. Article 19, will the town vote to accept the provision of Mass General Law, Chapter 44, Section 55C, establishing municipal affordable housing fund and municipal affording housing trust to provide for the creation and preservation of affordable housing in municipalities for the benefit of low and moderate income households and for the funding of community housing as defined in and in accordance with the provisions of Chapter 44B or take any other action relative thereto.
I'll make a motion to vote in support of Article 19.
Second.
Motion been made and duly seconded. Roll call is ordered. Mr. Darcy?
Aye.
Mr. Kilcoyne?
Aye.
Ms. Fiddler?
Aye.
Unanimous vote to approve Article 19. Article 20, will the town vote to amend the Marshfield Town Code Division 2, General Bylaws, Chapter 52, committees, boards, and other agencies by inserting a new Article 4, Marshfield Affordable Housing Trust as set forth below, Town of Marshfield Municipal Affordable Housing Trust Bylaw, and further authorize the town clerk to make clerical, editorial, numerical, or other adjustments to insert the same into the town code and to effect the purpose thereof or taking any action relative thereto. Article 4, the Town of Marshfield's Municipal Affordable Housing Trust.
Great.
I don't know if you want me to read it, or we'll just pass on the reading. And
We'll pass on the reading. Okay, thanks, Michael. I'll make a motion to vote in support of Article 20.
Second.
motion been made and duly seconded. Roll call is in order. Mr. Darcy?
Aye.
Mr. Kilcoyne?
Aye.
Ms. Fiddler?
Aye.
Unanimous vote to approve Article 20. Next one is the last one's a prior petition article relative to Peter Igo Park, and the petitioner is a Russo Ellis.
Great, well, stick with tradition and not take a position on that one, if that's okay with you, Jim and Lynn.
Perfect.
All right, great.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much, Michael. Drink some water.
Thank you, Michael.
You're welcome.
Well done.
All right, next up, we have a discussion and vote on the annual renewal of seasonal alcohol licenses. So I'll just read through the list very quickly, and then I'll see if you guys have any questions or comments. So again, this period is from April 1st, 2023 through January 15th, 2024, and the list is as follows. Yogi's Enterprises Incorporated, doing business as Yogi's Liquors. That is for a seasonal all-alcohol package store license. Next up, we have J. Shama Corporation, doing business as Jackinson's, for a seasonal all-alcohol package store license. Number 3 is Gandhi & Son Corp., doing business as Hubbard's Cupboard, for a seasonal all-alcohol package store license. Fourth, we have The Point Restaurant for a seasonal all-alcohol restaurant license, a common vicular license, and an entertainment license. Fifth, we have Rexicana Surf Cantina and Levitate Backyard, which is a seasonal all-alcohol restaurant license, a common vicular license, and an entertainment license. And then finally, the Corner Cafe for a seasonal all-alcohol restaurant license. Do you have any questions or comments, Jim?
I do not.
Any questions or
I
comments?
do not. Thank you.
All right, great. I will go ahead and make a motion to approve the renewal of seasonal licenses for package stores and restaurants for a period from April 1st, 2023 through January 15th, 2024, contingent on receipt of necessary required paperwork, fees, and clearance from the collector's office for the package stores and restaurants previously read into the record. Is there a second?
Second.
Motion been made and duly seconded. Roll call is in order. Mr. Darcy?
Aye.
Mr. Kilcoyne?
Aye.
Ms. Fiddler?
Aye.
Unanimous vote to approve the renewal of seasonal licenses.
Great. So number 7 is a request from the Boy Scouts to use town hall parking lots as a recycling drop-off location.
Mr. Chairman, if I may just interrupt one quick second.
Sure.
We're just doing this to give some, people that are watching know that the Scouts are gonna start dropping. It's gonna be a dropping center. The board actually really approved this last summer.
Yep.
And the Scouts are now coming. They're gonna be coming here a number of times on Saturdays. They'll clean up, they accept the cans, they package them and take them out, cash them in, and use the money for the charitable work that they do.
Perfect. Thank you, Michael. Any questions or comments, Jim?
All right, great effort.
Any questions or comments, Lynn?
Nope.
All right, I'll make a motion to reapprove the request of Boy Scout Troop 424 to use the town hall parking lot for a recycling drop-off for bottles and cans on the following 7 Saturday mornings from 9 a.m. till 12 p.m. on March 25th, April 29th, which is Red Litter Day, May 20th, June 17th, July 8th, September 9th, and October 21st. Is there a second?
Second.
Motion been made and duly seconded. Roll call is in order. Mr. Darcy?
Aye.
Mr. Kilcoyne? Ms. Fiddler?
Aye.
Unanimous vote by the board to reapprove the request of the Scouts.
Great. Number 8 is a discussion and vote on an application for an annual putter's license for Lady Sunshine Coffee. Any questions or comments, Jim?
I do not.
Any questions or comments, Lynn?
Not,
All right, I'll make a motion to approve the request of Elizabeth
Stabrook?
Estabrook, wasn't sure if, of West Bridgewater for a peddler's license to operate a mobile coffee shop, Lady Sunshine Coffee LLC. The hours of operation depend on event times. This is pending sign-off by the Board of Health. Is this a second?
Second.
Motion been made and duly seconded. Roll call is in order. Mr. Darcy?
Aye.
Mr. Kilcoyne?
Aye.
Ms. Fiddler?
Aye.
Unanimous vote to approve the coffee shop Lady Sunshine LLC.
Great. Next up, we have the application for an annual putter's license from Smiles by the Mile. Do you have any questions or comments, Jim?
I do not, Mr. Chairman.
Any questions or comments, Lynn?
I do not.
Make a motion to approve the request of Sally Hughes of Quincy for a peddler's license to operate a novelty ice cream truck, Smiles by the Mile Ice Cream LLC, with hours of operation from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m., pending sign-off by the Marshfield Police Department and the Board of Health. Is there a second?
Second.
Motion made and duly seconded. Roll call is in order. Mr. Darcy?
Aye.
Mr. Kilcoyne?
Aye.
Ms. Fiddler?
Aye.
Unanimous vote to approve the request for, that was previously before us.
Great. And number 11 is a request for an extension of a temporary closure for the Fieldston Restaurant. And essentially, it's a short continuance they're looking for until their closing sale, and the new owner is in the process of completing his 1031 procedure. Did you have any questions or comments, Jim?
Nope.
Any questions or comments, Lynn?
No, thank you for clarifying.
Thank you. I'll make a motion to approve a short continuance of the temporary closing of the Fieldston Restaurant until the closing sale. The new owner is in the process of completing his 1031 procedure. Is there a second?
Second.
Motion been made and duly seconded. Roll call is in order. Mr. Darcy?
Aye.
Mr. Kilcoyne?
Aye.
Ms. Fiddler?
Aye.
Unanimous vote to approve the short continuance.
Great. Number 12, Reverend Mark Huber is looking to serve on the Marshfield Housing Partnership, and we always appreciate when people step up to serve and volunteer. Do you have any questions or comments, Jim?
Thank you for stepping up and volunteering.
Any
Yes.
questions? Perfect. Any questions or comments, Lynn?
I'm looking forward to working with him, and he brings a lot to the table for the Housing Partnership, and thank you for joining up. That's it. Thank you.
I'll make a motion to approve the appointment of Reverend Mark Huber to the Marshfield Housing Partnership. Is there a second?
Second.
Motion been made and duly seconded. Roll call is in order. Mr. Darcy?
Aye.
Mr. Kilcoyne?
Aye.
Ms. Fiddler?
Aye.
Unanimous vote to approve Reverend Mark Huber to the Housing Partnership.
Great. And then number 13 is the appointment of Brian Crowley to the advisory board. We appreciate him stepping up to serve in that role as well. Do you have any questions or comments, Jim?
No, he brings a lot of experience and a good resume.
Awesome. I'll make a motion. Oh, any questions or comments, Lynn?
No.
All right. I'll make a motion to approve the appointment of Brian Crowley to the advisory board.
Second.
Motion made and duly seconded. Roll call is in order. Mr. Darcy?
Aye.
Mr. Kilcoyne?
Aye.
Ms. Fiddler?
Aye.
Unanimous approval to appoint Brian Crowley to the advisory board.
Great. So Mark Huber has a terrific future partner to look forward to serving with. So this one is a request to appoint Lynn Fiddler to the Marshfield Housing Partnership as a voting member. Any questions or comments, Jim?
No, I think Lynn will do a great job.
Great. Any?
I'd like to just interject for a second so that you can explain to the board the reasons
Yes.
for me doing this.
Thank
Yeah.
you, Ms. Fiddler. So, Mr. Chairman, so some of the prime groups, when the housing partnership was put together, the select board had an actual voting member. Jim Fitzgerald and myself both served as sitting selectmen on it. It came to our attention, we're going through and trying to fill vacancies, that the one vacancy that was open was the select board appointment, so Ms. Fiddler is the liaison. She can continue to be the liaison, and she can be an actual voting member of the housing partnership.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Thanks. I'll make a motion to appoint Lyd Findler to the Marshfield Housing Partnership as a voting member.
Second.
Motion made and duly seconded. Roll call is in order. Mr. Darcy?
Aye.
Mr. Kilcoyne?
Aye.
Ms.
I'll
Fiddler?
refrain.
Okay, two in the positive and one refrain.
Excellent. All right, number 15 is basically we're voting to waive the fees because we don't charge ourselves for a fee. Did you have any questions or comments, Jim?
Nope, waive the fees.
All right, it's kind of similar for 15 and 16. So one's for 108 Dyke Road and the other is for 93 Old Colony Lane.
I would second both of those.
Excellent. Any questions or comments, Lynn?
Nope.
All right, I'll make a motion to approve the request of the Conservation Department to waive the filing fee for the determination of applicability for the DAV at 108 Dyke Road, MO7-10-01 to expand their deck with a ramp. Is there a second?
Second.
Motion made and duly seconded. Roll call is in order. Mr. Darcy?
Aye.
Mr. Kilcoyne?
Aye.
Ms. Fiddler?
Aye.
Unanimous vote to approve the request of the Conservation Department.
16, I'll make a motion to approve the request of the Conservation Department to waive the filing fee for the notice of intent for the Marshfield Airport Commission at 93 Old Colony Lane, K09-03-03A for stormwater management improvements, repaving, and to add pavement to the access road. Is there a second?
Second.
Motion made and duly seconded. Roll call is in order. Mr. Darcy?
Aye.
Mr. Kilcoyne?
Aye.
Ms. Fiddler?
Aye.
Unanimous vote to approve the request of the Conservation Department.
All right, I should look further down because 17 and 18 are the same. 17 is the filing fees for the bridle trail between South River Street and Ocean Street. And then 18 is with respect to 2200 Ocean Street and 25 Main Street. Do you have any questions or comments for either, Jim?
I do not.
Any questions or comments, Lynn?
I do not.
All right, I'll make a motion to approve the request of the Conservation Department to waive the filing fee for the notice of intent for the Department of Public Works for the bridle trail between the South River and Ocean Street. It's HO8-02-02 as well as HO8-04-15 to install a new water main. Is there a second?
Second.
Motion made and duly seconded. Roll call is in order. Mr. Darcy?
Aye.
Mr. Kilcoyne?
Aye.
Ms. Fiddler?
Aye.
Unanimous vote to approve the request of the Conservation.
All right, I'll make a motion to approve the request of the Conservation Department to waive the filing fee for the notice of intent for an ecological restoration project by the town of Marshfield at 2200 Ocean Street / 25 Main Street, which is G08-03-02 as well as 03, for the South River Dam removal and the Veterans Park improvements. Is there a second?
Second.
Motion made and duly seconded. Roll call is in order. Mr. Darcy?
Aye.
Mr. Kilcoyne?
Aye.
Ms. Fiddler?
Aye.
Unanimous vote to approve the request of the Conservation.
Great. Jim, any questions or comments from our meeting minutes from February 27th?
I do not.
Any questions or comments, Lynn?
I do not.
All right, I'll make a motion to accept the minutes from the February 27th, 2023 meeting. Is there a second?
Second.
Motion made and duly seconded. Roll call is in order. Mr. Darcy?
Aye.
Mr. Kilcoyne?
Aye.
Ms. Fiddler?
Aye.
Unanimous vote to approve the, to accept the minutes from February 27, 2023 meeting.
All right, so discussion item 1, I'm fine with tabling that for now if you guys are, just to kind of keep the train moving, but we can also discuss if you'd like.
I always will go along with any member that requests a tabling. Just a simple table.
Any questions or comments, Lynn?
I'm fine to table it.
Okay. I'll make a motion to table for discussion item number 1 for a future meeting. Is there a second?
Second.
Motion made and duly seconded. Roll call is in order. Mr. Darcy?
Aye.
Mr. Kilcoyne?
Aye.
Ms. Fiddler?
Aye.
Unanimous vote to table.
Thank you, Michael. Number 2 is a discussion and vote on our follow-up questions and answers to the BRVA. Jim, with respect to the Q&A that we have drafted and put together, did you have anything you'd like to add or any questions or comments?
No, nothing more than what we've got in front of us. No.
Great. Thank you, Jim. Anything else you'd like to add, Lynn?
I do not have anything else to add.
Great. All right. I will make a motion to request the town administrator draft a response to the additional BRVA questions based on the select board discussion this evening to be signed by the select board and sent to the BRVA. Is there a second?
Second.
Motion made and duly seconded. Roll call is in order. Mr. Darcy?
Aye.
Mr. Kilcoyne?
Aye.
Ms. Fiddler?
Aye.
Unanimous vote to instruct the town administrator to draft a response.
Great. And seeing no further business, I'll make a motion to go into executive session to discuss strategy with respect to collective bargaining if conducted in open session may have a detrimental effect on the bargaining position of the town, and we will not return to public session. Is there a second?
Second.
Motion been made and duly seconded. Roll call is in order. Mr. Darcy?
Aye.
Mr. Kilcoyne?
Aye.
Ms. Fiddler?
Aye.
Unanimous vote to go into executive session, not to return to public session.